The hunter in the snare of the princess. In the grand kingdom of Althera, King Zeus ruled with unmatched wisdom and compassion. His reign was marked by fairness, intelligence, and kindness. Every decision he made was guided by a deep sense of justice, ensuring that his people flourished. The villagers admired him, not just as a king, but as a father to the land. However, King Zeus had one concern: he had no son to inherit his throne. His two daughters, Princess Vera and Princess Liana, were the pride of his heart, but the law of the land required a male heir. Rather than seeking to change the tradition hastily, he decided that whoever married his eldest daughter, Princess Vera, would inherit the throne. But he would not allow just any man to take this responsibility. The man had to be truly worthy. Princess Vera was beautiful, intelligent, and kind, yet she found it difficult to choose a husband. Many young men in the village were strong and handsome, but she noticed that some of them were only kind when they wanted to impress her. She needed a man whose heart was pure, like her father's. There was a yearly festival in the village where the young men and women gather at the village square to wrestle, play football match and dance. The festival takes 4 days, with the last day being the grand finale. King Zeus devised a plan. He announced that in this year's grand finale all eligible young men should gather at the palace, where Princess Vera would choose her husband. Excitement spread throughout the kingdom, and the young men prepared themselves, dressing in their finest garments and adorning themselves with jewelry and perfumes. Each one wished to be chosen as the future king. Unknown to them, King Zeus and Princess Vera had arranged a secret test. During the days of the festival, on the path leading to the arena, a beggar woman sat by the roadside each day, appearing frail and hungry. She reached out to each passing young man, pleading for food and support. But one by one, the young men ignored her, too focused on impressing the princess by doing well at the competition. Some scoffed at her, others pretended not to see her, and a few even scolded her for getting in their way. Then came Boa, a humble hunter. He had no fine clothes or jewelry, but he was decently dressed. When he saw the beggar, he was moved with pity. Without hesitation, he bought some bread and water for her on the first day, and proceeded to bring her a homemade meal every day on his way to participate in the competition. A day to the grand finale he decided to take her home, prepared a warm meal using the game he caught from hunting, and he sat beside her as she ate. "Eat as much as you like," Boa said with a smile. "You must regain your strength." The beggar's eyes filled with gratitude. "You are very kind," she said. Boa and the beggar talked and laughed for a while. When she had eaten and rested, Boa gave her some food stuff to take home, enough to last her for a while, imploring her to always come around whenever she needs help or even just for a hot meal. On the morning of the grand finale, he dressed in one of his decent clothes and made his way to the gathering without forgetting to take along the usual meal for the beggar. On getting to the location where he would usually see her, he realized she was nowhere to be found. After waiting around for quite a while, he continued on his way to the palace, unaware that the beggar he had been helping was none other than Princess Vera in disguise. At the palace, the young men stood, each hoping to be chosen. They watched as Princess Vera emerged, dressed in royal elegance. She walked slowly, looking at each man, but her expression remained unreadable. Then, as soon as Boa entered the palace, she walked directly to him. A hush fell over the crowd. The other young men looked at each other in shock. "This is the man I have chosen," Princess Vera declared. The young men gasped. Some protested, but Princess Vera silenced them. "I was hungry, and none of you fed me. I was thirsty, and none of you gave me water. I was stranded, and none of you offered me support. But this man, Boa, did all these things without knowing who I was. He showed kindness, not for reward, but because his heart is pure. Boa's eyes widened in disbelief. He looked at Vera, then back at the beggar woman in his memory. Slowly, he realized the truth. Princess Vera had been the beggar he had helped. Stunned, he asked, "But why did you disguise yourself?" Vera smiled. "Because I wanted to find a man as kind and wise as my father. And I have found him in you." King Zeus stood with pride. A king must be chosen not necessarily just by wealth or strength, but by the goodness of his heart. "Boa, you have proven yourself worthy." The kingdom erupted in celebration. The people rejoiced that their princess had chosen a man of true character. Boa, once a humble hunter, was now the future king. He and Princess Vera were married in a grand ceremony, and in time, Boa ruled alongside his wife, guided by the wisdom of King Zeus. Under their reign, Althera flourished even more. The people loved their new rulers, for they ruled not with pride, but with kindness. And so, the kingdom thrived, proving that true leadership is not about power or appearance, but about the heart. And thus, the wisdom of King Zeus lived on. Thank you very much for watching.